Bernard, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, everything is good, man. Showing up, they understand we got some good stuff, and this what boxing not only needs, but this what boxing has always been about in my era, and also the era before that. And this is another sign that everybody can work together and put the egos to the side, including myself and anybody. You must give the fighters the opportunity to attempt or to show that they're better than the generation that's behind them. This is their chance. It's like an interview, right? In saying that, we have Canelo Álvarez and Munguia, the now and potentially the future. What better script? What better script can you write in boxing where you have the now, defending now against a young lion that want that position, want that respect, want that crown, want to be king of the jungle? Because to me, Canelo is that in boxing right now, with a lot of people on his heels from other weight classes. But right now, let's keep it 100. This is big. This is big.
Champ, you touched on something that I want to piggyback off of. You haven't been the king of the jungle for multiple decades in your division, being the big lion on the pride, watching the young lions come into the sector. What happens to a champion's heart when he sees a challenger such as Munguia, the way Canelo has identified him?
It had to be tested. It has to be tested on all fronts, because now, since Canelo's been doing this for more than a minute, and he's been battle tested, and that's the key thing right here, battle tested. Do Canelo still has the stomach for a grimy, hard, youthful fight with a Munguia who's not going anywhere, but not getting hit with those big bombs that Canelo's normally is reckless with? Can Munguia execute when it's time and not get caught up in Canelo's passion of, I'm gonna knock you out? That's Canelo's style. Canelo, at this moment, and I fought a long time, and that's why I believe I got credibility to speak this way, because every time you fight, and very few fighters done it successfully, way past, quote unquote, your prime, Canelo's thinking about that. Man, it's gonna be rounds where, depending on how far it go or not, that Canelo's gonna have to fight like a youthful fighter, but not as youthful as he was yesterday, which means fights ago. And this is gonna be the test. Is Canelo gonna have the stomach to dig back down in that barrel and be the Canelo that we know 5-6 years ago? Can he turn the clock back? Is he the clock bandit?
And I'll go off that again, Bernard. I'll ask you because we've seen you do it. We've seen you do it. We've seen you go out and destroy a Jean Pascal. We've seen you go out and absolutely embarrass a young Kelly Pavlik and did push-ups. Tell me, what does it take on the inside as the battle-tested veteran to get up for a young challenger who's looking to take everything from you?
Great question. To go back and reminisce, sort of. Guys Canelo's age and all the accolades that's been achieved by him, you gotta look at that to get that fire back in your belly. Again, I'm gonna keep using battle tested. You're not fighting for, I want a bigger house or this, that. These things are important earlier in any athlete career, let alone boxing, trust me. But all that's been accomplished years ago with Canelo. How do you get that fire and dig down in that barrel and fight like a starving man that you started off doing? Barrels of Mexico, worst neighborhood. Canelo's gonna have to go down for that because he's in there with a guy like Munguia that's young, that want that seat at the Lions table. It's not given, it's earned. And Munguia believes, and I back it up, Golden Boy back it up, that's why we here, that is his time. But Canelo would not be walking away, handing it to Munguia. It's gotta be earned, not given. It's gonna be fireworks, man. Munguia gotta make sure that he don't get hit with nothing big early. He gotta make sure he stretches this thing out. He gotta be on point on every moment is in that ring And let's see if he has the discipline, because if he has the discipline to not get greedy and to not wanting to get back if he do get hit with a shot, he have to play this and write this up. This blueprint got to be written up. They say you can't do anything perfect, but you got to at least work hard and mentally have a strategy to get to it where it become near perfect. That's what he might need to be that night when it comes.
Bernard, as the master game planner that you are, we watched you make a meticulous game plan and go and destroy Felix Trinidad back in the day. What kind of game plan does Munguia have to come up with to best Canelo Álvarez on May 4th?
Stay 3 to 2 feet away, possibly 3, because of the arm reach is longer than Canelo's. You can check the record and tell me if I'm on point. But that alone just don't win the fight, because he's taller, shorter, longer reach. Munguia's gonna have to use his reach and his IQ and take this fight into a round of deep waters. Now, the deep waters is something that Canelo's been through. Understand it, but look at his energy level. Look at some fights where he was in deep water. Maybe Canelo's looking at this young lion and said, hey, you ain't ready for this. I'm gonna put the heat on you early, and you're gonna be kind of gun-shy later. Possibly. Hope not, but possibly. But this fight is going to be won by Munguia in a distance run. A marathon, not a sprint. That's the best example I can give you. If he goes out there and try to do a sprint and establish himself like this is a walk in the park, he's getting sucked into Canelo's passion, and we're going home early. And keep it 100.
And the last thing for me, Bernard, is you brought up the word again, and I wanted to piggyback off it, was the passion. We talk so much about Canelo's passion, but we've seen Munguia's passion on display in the 12th round versus Server Derevyanchenko, pulling it out of the fire.
That's why we're here, because that fight showed me he's ready. He's ready. That fight was there for him to lose, wouldn't be here. And he not only showed heart, he showed resistance. I look for everything. I don't just look for a guy that got up like some raging bull type thing. He got up and he did what he should have done before he got knocked down. And he didn't get bewildered. And he find a way, under stress, under trauma, he found a way to turn it around when it looked like it was going to be bad for him. I'm impressed when I see that. That means he's been through something in real time, and he didn't panic. He fought his way out of it, got the victory, and now he got that opportunity to be scratched in the history book. At least a start from this fight on. From Cinco de Mayo on, his legacy is going to be written. I believe that Canelo knows that that statement would never go away, and he knows that fighting, I believe, I didn't hear him say this, Munguia will erase all that, obviously. I believe Canelo will fight anybody at any time, but he was fighting the guys that he needed to fight to get to where he's at, and it first started with Floyd Mayweather all the way up to now. I don't hold any doubt whether he deserving of being where he at, because I'd be lying if I said he didn't. Canelo beat some potentially Hall of Famers, great fighters, and could have easily fell asleep at the wheel in any of those fights. Kovalev and other fights that he could have took unlightly. But nah, this is a fight that I believe makes up for that statement.